Thank you very much. 95.9, thank you very much for being a part of this process. My name is Cordell Stokes. I'm the Central Neighborhood Project Director for Ohio Means Jobs. Our intent here today is to bring to you a very intensive type of core service opportunity for you to explore opportunities that are available to you in a variety of ways, both through the building trades, through Ohio Means Jobs, which has federal funding in order for you to be able to pursue careers in demand that requires certain licensing or certifications. We have International Food Solutions, which is a new entity that's coming into Ward 5 because of Councilman Richard Starr. We have Ohio Department of Transportation as well available to you. With that being said, it's a pleasure to be able to welcome to the mic Yolanda Armstrong, who is the Executive Director of Friendly Inn and being the host for this event.
Good morning and welcome to the Friendly Inn Settlement. Here, this is a place where we believe in improving the lives of individuals, families, and communities by cultivating, nurturing, and planting those seeds that are necessary to help grow. And so we're very honored that the councilman and that other partners have decided to come here to Friendly Inn where the people are. The people are that are in need and are looking for opportunities to grow. And so I would be remiss if I didn't mention, we're very excited. This year, Friendly Inn Settlement is celebrating 149 years, but next year we're having a great big celebration for our 150th anniversary. And so on behalf of our staff and on behalf of our community partners, we welcome you here to Friendly Inn Settlement. If you have any questions, concerns, or even needs, please, by all means, make sure you stop at the front desk to Ms. Deal so we can address those concerns. Our goal, again, is to make you aware of what's going on in the community so that each and every one of you can take advantage of those opportunities that are being addressed. Thank you so much, and again, welcome to the Friendly Inn Settlement.
Thank you very much, Ms. Armstrong. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today, being able to do this event in this environment where it's going to really allow you to have some critical personal time with the various vendors that I explained to get you on the pathway to where you're trying to achieve within your career. But there's a person that I have really enjoyed working with throughout the last 2 years, Councilman Richard Starr. I work with mayors, council people, other elected officials. But this is a gentleman that I have found who is really, genuinely engaged in trying to make sure his constituents are able to make their lives to the utmost. And it's my pleasure to be able to welcome to you Councilman Richard Starr.
Good morning, everyone. Come on, good morning. All right, now, you know, I'm more of an individual that likes to just say thank you all for being here. If you got that cell phone, reach out to that person, that neighbor who may need to be here as well and let them know to get here as well. But as a member of Cleveland City Council, it has been my honor to serve residents and constituents in Ward 5, but also understanding that it isn't just a ward, it's all about the city of Cleveland and making sure we are doing things right. So one of the things that I have pledged and committed to working with is making sure we get these real opportunities at jobs that can make a difference, not only in our household, but for our entire family. So when I understand through the work that I do, construction in demand, trade program is something that we need to tap in, but we need to have that pipeline set up so we can be able to take advantage of these opportunities. So today is one of the first days to take that critical start into an apprentice program where you can actually learn and get paid while getting that training to get that job. Now, we all like money, right? Right? Okay. So one of the things I've learned growing up in King Kennedy is we got to have actual resources to help to connect ourselves to those resources that can help us change our life and help us making good, decent earning and income. So as a member of Cleveland City Council, I am committed to working with different stakeholders and partners such as Ohio Means Jobs, Cleveland Builds, Ohio Department of Transportation, and even International Food Solution, which is going to be a wonderful project that's going to be in place or during the fourth quarter of next year. So right now, this is the start for something that can be so different. Great. If you know the demographics or you see what's going on in this country, we have a shortage on trade opportunities. But the shortage means we're not taking full advantage of them. So as a member of Cleveland City Council, I want to make sure we bring these opportunities directly to individuals in our community so you can get connected to these different trades and we can work with you and through the process to make sure you're getting everything that you need to be supported in this opportunity. Please do not let this pass you up. If you know somebody, if you got a social media, please drop it and let them know that they should be here or let them get connected to these wonderful organizations so we can help them. I thank you all for getting here this morning. I'm honored to be able to co-host this here at Friendly Inn, one of my favorite locations because they always open their door to be able to provide the service under Executive Director, CEO Yolanda Armstrong and Mr. Johnny Robinson, who's the Vice President of Programs, who understand the importance of connecting us with real opportunities. So thank you all. We're going to get to this job opportunity, and like I say in my hood, we're going to get to this money. So let's do what we got to do. Let's get to this money, okay? Thank you. Here you go, Corday.
We're going to get to the money, no doubt. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and proceed with two presentations. The first presentation is going to be by Cleveland Builds' Doreen Cannon, young lady I've worked with for many years on doing outreach in order to try and bring the trades to the people because we need it. You cannot build without skilled professionals. We're talking about pensions. Number one, not 401. We're talking about pensions. We're talking about sustainable wages, 15 to 17 plus. We're talking about you earning an opportunity to become a tradesperson that can travel around the country once you become certified in whatever your field may be. So with that being said, let me bring up Doreen Cannon from Cleveland Builds.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me to talk today. So I will tell you a little bit about myself. I've been a plumber for 25 years. I went through an apprenticeship program. I was out in the field for 15 years working for one of the big contractors here in Cleveland. And what was really exciting is the amazing buildings I got to be on. Cleveland Clinic, I worked on multiple times, but a lot of the old buildings that were getting rehabbed in Cleveland, downtown, and getting turned into apartments, there's nothing like being in those old buildings, watching them get updated and still keeping some of the historic value of it. But so it's really exciting to kind of see behind the scenes and all those things. Then I spent 10 years teaching as a full-time instructor at our training center, which is the apprenticeship program. So what is an apprenticeship? Apprenticeships have been around since the Middle Ages, right? Think about someone who wanted to be a blacksmith. What did they do? They moved in with the blacksmith and his family, and that blacksmith taught him the skilled trades, and in return he got room and board with the family. It's still a lot in the same ways, the same kind of concept of we'll teach you and you learn from us and we'll teach you a skill. So in the apprenticeships, in the Cleveland Building Trades, there's about 19 different trades that have apprenticeships. So when you think about that, you're thinking about 19 different trades that it takes to put up a building, all the way from the operating engineers who are getting the ground ready to the iron workers who put up the skeleton or the steel, and then from there all the way up to all the other trades that it takes to put the building together. So a lot of these construction sites have 200 plus construction workers on them. The biggest one right now in Cleveland that's getting ready to go is the Sherwin-Williams headquarters, and that's going to be quite a project for the building trades to be on. So in an apprenticeship, what are we asking? We're asking you that if you come and get into one of these apprenticeships, we commit to you that we will teach you the skills that it'll take to be in that trade, plumber, electrician, whatever it might be. And you, in return, are committing to us that you will take all the knowledge, learn, come to work, and then in return, you're going to end up with what we call a journey level certification. Apprenticeships progress, they're anywhere from 3 to 5 years depending on the trade, but you're getting paid, just like Cordell said. You start, everybody wants to become a journey worker, that's the goal. So after your 3 to 5 years in that apprenticeship, you become a journey worker, and that's where you start making the really big money. But the money is good all the way through because the wages set by the journey worker, apprentices get percentages of that as they progress through the apprenticeship. So you get in, and after 6 months, you might get a raise. After 2 years, into the second year, third year, fourth year, depending on the trade. Also included, like Cordell mentioned, was benefits. Most of them you get hospitalization right from the start, or some after 30 days. Pensions start right away. 401ks, a lot of them have, and all the training is free. You are not paying for any of this training as you go through the apprenticeship program. So it's a combination of in the classroom and on-the-job training. You get assigned to a contractor, you go to work 40 hours in the field, you're working with the journeyman out there, they're teaching you the skill. And in addition to that, you're coming to the training centers to get additional skill. Again, no cost to once you become an apprentice in the union, you have access to all the training at that training center for free. So you're on-the-job learning and in the classroom learning. So again, 40-hour-a-week job. This is, you got to remember, once you learn how to learn this skill, nobody can ever take that away from you, right? This is not where all of a sudden you go through your apprenticeship and you become a journeyman level and there's no place else to go. There's plenty of other places to go. You can become an instructor. You can open up your own contracting company. You can be an estimator. There's a big demand now for computer generated drawings that now, once you learn the skill, they bring you into the office and you start designing systems. So there's a lot of other paths that you can go from here rather than just staying in the apprenticeship. The other program I want to talk a little bit about is called Cleveland Builds, and this is a pre-apprenticeship program. In other words, it's a program for somebody who, now you've got 19 trades that I just told you about. What one is going to interest you, right? And you really have to find the one that interests you because this work is not easy. It's physical work. You're working in the elements in Cleveland, and everybody knows Cleveland weather, right? I don't think you can live anywhere where you get extremes from in the 90s to the below zeros, right? So we're working out in the weather. So it's got a lot of, things that are challenging to it. So you really want to focus in on what trade interests you. And the thing is, a lot of people don't realize how much the trades do. For example, we'll talk about plumbing. Everybody thinks about plumbing, and you think about the toilet, right? I don't think I've ever touched a toilet except in my own house where I've had an issue with it. So plumbers in Cleveland also do medical gas lines in hospitals, which is if you've ever been in the hospital and had to put on an oxygen mask, all that piping, which is copper piping with a special certification, you can't even touch that piping unless you're certified, is all in there. You can imagine the miles and hundreds of miles of piping that are in a big hospital. So we do that also, and a lot of people don't realize that. So there's a lot that goes into all these trades. So if you're interested in getting into a trade and you're not sure which direction you want to go, this Cleveland Builds pre-apprenticeship program would be great. And what is that? That's 6 evenings, no cost. You come in, they go over all the trades. They have people to come in and talk to you from all the trades. You visit some of the training centers. You do some hands-on work. They help you brush up on math because, believe it or not, all the trades use quite a bit of math. Probably the most is the electricians. So they help brush you up on some of your math skills and some of the other skills that it'll take to help pass these entrance exams, because some of the apprenticeship programs do have an entrance exam to get into. They are not hard. Most of them are 10th grade level, high school level math. So once you go through that program, they brush you up on all those skills. You can kind of pinpoint which trade do you think you're interested in, which one do you want to go into. And then after you complete that pre-apprenticeship program, they're going to help you with placement. They're going to help you to get into these union apprenticeship programs. So that's a really good benefit and pointing you in the right direction. What are we looking for in an apprentice? Again, we don't care if you don't know. If you want to be an electrician and you know zero about electrical, we don't care. That's what an apprenticeship program is, right? To teach you, and we want to teach you the right way. We'd rather you not bring bad habits in. We'll teach you the right way per codes and everything else. But what we're looking for is just somebody who's willing to commit. Show up for work every day, go to class when you're supposed to, and that's really it. The rest of the program is laid out for you. If you just do what you are required to as you progress through your apprenticeship program, the certifications come as you progress through, and you'll be all set to become a journey worker. So it's really good program. A couple requirements to get into the trades: 18 years of age or older, high school diploma or GED. Some require a driver's license and transportation, and some of that is because the Cleveland building trades cover a big area. A lot of times we cover like the upper third of the state of Ohio. So there is some times where you have to be able to travel from place to place. And just your commitment to get into the program and to do what we want you to do. Showing up for work is the biggest one complaint from our contractors. So if you're willing to show up every day and learn, then I think you would be a great candidate for either of these programs. You do not need the pre-apprenticeship program to apply directly to a apprenticeship program. You can go either way. But I think either program all the programs are excellent. I wish I would have done it right out of high school. I didn't. I kind of did a career change, but best choice I ever made. Best career I ever had for the last 25 years. I couldn't be happier with it. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Doreen. One of the things that Doreen did not say, which was one of the most meaningful things, which is if you're coming out of prison, they're welcoming you. You have an opportunity to make a quick transition, if you're an ex-offender or what have you, into a career of what Doreen just outlined. I think that's the beauty about the trades, because it puts you into something. It's not, and I'm not downsizing the value of McDonald's or Burger King or what have you. But like the councilman said, we're about getting the money. We're not talking about no street hustle. We're talking about a career. And the other thing is, if you become a journeyman or a journeywoman, not only can you start your own business, but you can stay in whatever it is that you're doing as a plumber, pipe fitter, electrician, etc., and you do a side hustle and make money. If you know a lot of people who are in concrete work, masonry, etc., you call on some of your friends. They're working 40 hours a week or more, but they have a side hustle to be able to do X, Y, and Z because they're qualified. Okay? With that being said, on behalf of Michelle Rose, who is the Executive Director of Ohio Means Jobs, appointed by Mayor Justin Bibb, and who I represent, Dave Meganhart, our Executive Director for United Labor Agency, who is the contracting partner to Ohio Means Jobs in order to avail to you the various federal funds to assist you develop a career in a multitude of arenas. Bringing up to you Community Development Specialist, a good friend of mine, Greg Broadwater.
I want to start off by saying thank you for having me. It's an honor to represent Ohio Means Jobs and to kind of be here. My goal today is to give you kind of a in-depth overview of some of the services you can find, not only at our home office at 1910 Carnegie, but also at various community locations throughout the city. And really, Ohio Means Jobs, what we aim to do is help everyone navigate the road to success. That's kind of our motto. For all new, we like to refer to our clients as job seekers. For all new job seekers, the process for getting started and becoming a client of Ohio Means Jobs is pretty simple. You go through an orientation where you learn about the two different aspects of Ohio Means Jobs. Our statewide site, which offers a very comprehensive job board with more than 150,000 different job listings throughout the state, and then our local county and city site. The goal there is to kind of get you affiliated with what those websites do and the different resources that you can navigate to on those websites, and also to build you a profile on both our state and our county/city site, so that you are well represented for all the companies who view those profiles. And those include your resume, different demographic information, pertaining to you so that employers and interested companies can get a well-rounded view of who you are as a candidate. OMJCC is an organization that operates under the guidance of the state of Ohio, and we really aim to try and matchmake between job seekers such as yourselves and employers with positions available to fill. Our goal is to serve both of those components equally. So we offer services for not only job seekers, but companies as well. And I'll get into a bit more about the specifics of those in a second. So what can you find at OMJCC? Job Seeker Services, that's the team that I represent. We facilitate your job search and give you the tools you need to conduct it effectively. We help with career counseling and planning. We have job search assistants. We host different recruitments and have referrals to jobs. And then we also offer short-term job training assistance and career workshops for those who feel they need to brush up on some of the skills they need in order to effectively apply or effectively interview or effectively self-market themselves to different employers. And then on our employer services side, they offer recruitment and resume screening assistance. They have workforce hiring incentives. A lot of the companies that we work with offer sign-on bonuses and different ongoing education opportunities for their new hires. They also offer training and skill enhancement. And we have a targeted team that works with companies that are closing that we call our rapid response team. So if there's ever a larger company or a smaller company, it really doesn't matter the scale, who knows that due to circumstances that they didn't foresee or that they did, that they will be closing soon, we try and send a team out so that we can assist their employees on site with navigating what to do next in their career path. And then they also host targeted recruitments for different companies out at different community locations, but mainly at our center at 1910 Carnegie. So our employment services. Your employment services team members include intake specialists. Those are typically some of the first people you see when you come down to Ohio Means Jobs or you meet with an Ohio Means Jobs representative out in the community. They're responsible for gathering all of your information and helping you get started with your job search. Then we have our talent developers who try to help identify the right job for you and see what job seeking skills you already have and which ones we can help you build upon. And then we have community development specialists like myself that takes on the role of both of those or all three of those different parts, the intake specialists, the talent developers, and then the training specialists as well, who help you get training to get you qualified for a job. Community development specialists are responsible for being out at different community locations so that we can bring all of our services to you on site. So we wear a lot of different hats. We help you identify transferable skills and potential career paths. We try to provide you with information and referral services to help you remove any barriers that you may have to employment. Basically anything that's keeping you from getting or keeping a job or getting into school and staying in school. We try to work with our community partners and the resources that we have available to try and remove some of those things so that it's easier for you to either get a job or maintain employment or get into school or stay into school. And then we also provide services including career counseling and, like I said, helping you build upon your job search skills. One of the most important things that I can touch on is the fact that our services, your job search is self-directed. We're here to guide you through the process and help you learn how to apply to different jobs, market yourselves, identify career paths that would be a good fit for you. We're not a placement agency, so we can't give you a job. You can't come in, sign up for our services, and then we immediately place you somewhere. Our job is to try and help identify the skills that you already have for your career paths and help build upon them so it's easier for you to go out and get a job or find a career on your own. Some of the other things that we offer is our Career Resource Center. That's available to it's open to the public anytime that we're open, and our hours are from 8 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. And the type of resources you can find there is computer and internet access. So if you need to check your emails, do a Indeed job search, respond to a couple of things, or look up some different job leads. Those resources are available to you anytime that we're open. We also have a copier, a scanner, a fax, and a phone that you can use. It's available to anyone who comes in. And you don't, for these specific services at our Career Resource Center, you don't have to go through the process of registering in order to use those services. They're available to anyone in the public. And then we have an Aspire program as well, which try and helps people who are in need of their GED get into some classes so that that barrier is removed for them and it's easier for them to find a career moving forward, because we all know how important having a GED or a diploma is. The keys to your job search success mainly is to access the resources that we provide online via omjcc.us and ohiomeansjobs.com, including updating and refreshing your keyword searchable resume and your contact information. You want to make sure that you're having the most relevant information or the most recent job information on your resume as possible so that it stays up to date and there are no gaps. And then your contact information as well. We run into a lot of job seekers who either have not set up their voicemail or has changed numbers and not updated their resume. And that makes it really difficult for companies to try and contact you concerning what leads they might have if they can't get a hold of you via your email or your phone number. It's important that you search regularly the updated job postings that we have and apply directly using your account, which is really easy to do. We've updated our online services recently and made them a lot more user-friendly. And then notify and keep in touch with your employment services team of all of the job-seeking activities and applications that you've done. This is your job search, and it's a full-time job trying to find a full-time job. It's important to mention that OMJCC is committed to protecting your information. We require a lot, or we ask you for a lot of personal details that we strive to keep secure. And we have very secure processes and a very talented IT team that works with us to make sure that any of the confidential information that you provide us stays confidential and does not get out. Our websites are secure, both OMJCC and OhioMeansJobs.com, and all data is stored on a separate secure server, and only our authorized staff can access it. Job search assistance can really help an individual seek, apply, or obtain a job. And some of the things we offer includes, but isn't limited to, vocational exploration, resume preparation and assistance, development of a job search plan, job development, referral to job openings listed by our business services team, and then invitations to target recruiting events. We also offer occupational skills training. So we have a lot of job seekers who come through our doors who have kind of gone through the 9-to-5 struggle and haven't found anything sustaining or that offers them gainful employment and sustaining wages. So we offer occupational skills training to grant the job seeker focused tools to support them via short-term training. It helps the job seeker receive training, and all OST candidates are assessed for their eligibility for the specific training that they're interested in. So there are specific eligibility requirements for each individual program, and we assess you to make sure that you meet those before moving forward. And if you're interested, you should speak with a training specialist or a community development specialist, either downtown at 1910 Carnegie or out in the different community locations that we have. Now I'm going to go into a bit, that was the broad view of some of the things that job seeker services and business services offer. I'm going to go into a bit about some of the in-demand career sectors that we're trying to focus on and push people towards because of their growth in the economy and the earning potential that you can have if you pursue them. The first one will be information technology. There's more funding, we allocate more funding towards those who are interested in going into information technology because we're aware of how the importance of that field is growing and the economic potential that it has for our job seekers. And some of the local training providers that we work with are We Can Code It, Tech Elevator, Cuyahoga Community College, Coding Dojo, and Cleveland State University. Some of the potential careers in information technology include technical support specialists, which start off at around $48,000 a year, junior software developers, which can start at about $65,000 a year. Data analysts, which start at about $75,000 a year. And then user experience or interface managers, which start about $90K a year. Another one of our in-demand career sectors that we're really trying to highlight is in healthcare, and there's additional funding available for that program as well. Some of the providers that we work with are Valley College, Cuyahoga Valley Career Center, Bryan and Stratton, Cuyahoga Community College, and Cleveland State University. And then the last one will be manufacturing. Some of the local training providers that you can go to in the manufacturing sector would be Towards Employment and Access to Manufacturing, or the Magnet Building, Polaris Career Center, Cuyahoga Valley Career Center, and Cuyahoga Community College. Now I'll talk a bit about our business services team. The business services team works to assist employers by posting open employment opportunities, holding targeted recruitment events at OMJCC locations, conducting pre-screening interviews to identify and match qualified job seekers to open positions, offering hiring and training incentives like I mentioned earlier, the rapid response services that I mentioned earlier. And the business service team is really dedicated to developing quality relationships throughout the city and the county, so that employers can understand what their open positions are, what their hiring practices are, what their company culture is, and how that can be improved, or how we can assist in getting that information out to the public. We try to be available to everyone. So we have a department on our second floor that specifically looks to assist U.S. military veterans. We have representatives available at all times. And if you're a veteran, please let our staff know so that we can refer you to them specifically, because they're trained on how to deal with some of the unique challenges that our military veteran job seekers may face. And then we have equal access services. So for job seekers who have any barriers to employment due to injury, illness, impairment, additional resources may be available for them. So some examples may include hearing or vision loss, chronic medical conditions like mobility, physical limitations, problems with reading, and some others. And the services we have available include interpreters, testing accommodations, job search planning, and additional employment and support resources. Make sure you discuss your specific barriers with the talent developer or the training specialist or the community development specialist that you're working with, so that they can properly refer you to the resources to help you. And then we serve our youth as well. We have a young adult resource building housed at 1910 Carnegie, and they can help them get skills like job readiness training, job search guidance, GED opportunities and tutoring, technical training scholarships for construction, manufacturing, culinary and hospitality careers, healthcare, customer service, and more. They also provide positive coaching to help youth with any challenges that they may be dealing with. And they have strong connections throughout the community with different resources and programs to help the youth strengthen their personal networks and really get access to the type of life supports and resources and opportunities that are available out in the public. They help with career coaching and goal setting and creating their own personal brands, which is so important in the day and age that we're living in now. We have a senior community service employment program as well. We partner with AARP and Vantage to provide that. So that serves any unemployed individuals from 55 and older by providing on-the-job training grants and 60 to 20 hours a week work experience at local host sites in Cuyahoga County. And then interested individuals, as long as you meet the specific guidelines, you're eligible for that program. And then we have a lot of partnerships throughout the community, as I've mentioned and touched upon a couple of times before. We work with AARP, Cuyahoga County Job Corps, the Aspire program, Vantage, CMHA, Cleveland Public Library, Towards Employment, and Cuyahoga Community College, to name a few. And that is all I have for you today. Thank you for your time.
Appreciate it. A lot of talk going on, so we're going to get to the bag, as the councilman said earlier. So the bottom line is, at the conclusion of what I'm getting ready to wrap up, you have Ohio Department of Transportation. They're looking for plenty of people. You have International Food Solutions that's going to be hiring for the fourth quarter of 2024. Get your name in the mix. Ohio Means Jobs, Greg gave you a lot of information. We can handle you 18 and older, high school diploma, GED, help you get whatever it is that you're trying to get into. Federal funds are available to each of you that you do not pay back, that lead to demand occupations. Everything here today is oriented to Cleveland. So again, go get it, transition, find something that meets your needs, that when you wake up in the morning, you're ready to go. You don't want a career where you hate going to work. This is an opportunity right here for you to pursue great careers that provide you sustenance, good benefits, good wages, ability to sustain you and your family. Whether you have an ex-offender background, handicapped, veteran, it doesn't matter. The councilman wanted this to be done in his ward, and we're doing it today. So after I say I'm done, you're going to you got some food that might be left over that's hosted by the councilman. You're going and Ms. Yolanda Armstrong from Friendly Inn here, Settlement. Take time to speak with these individuals that are represented here. It's not a blow. You know, you heard us talk, but this is your time to spend critical moments on your individual careers. That also leads to the fact of sustaining your families or future families. All right? So as the councilman said again, let's go get that bag. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much, Ms. Armstrong, Councilman. Thank you, Doreen. Thank you, Greg, for your presentation. Let's go make it happen. Thank you, TV 20.